Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we'll be learning constructor overloading. I already made a separate video on method overloading, and if you guys missed it, I will give the link in the I button or in the description box. So if you are new to the channel, just hit the like and subscribe button and do share this video guys as much as possible. So without a further delay, let's start. See, there are a lot of similar actually constructor overloading and method overloading. Both of these topic are pretty similar to each other, and these topic in terms of coding, these topics are like day-to-day use topic, so everybody should know about this. So before learning constructor overloading, we should like quickly review what is constructor, why do we use it, like generally why do we use constructor, because it is used to initialize the object. See, when we make a object of a class, then a constructor required. If we make a constructor, then it is like it is fine. But if we don't give a constructor, but we make an object of that class, then there is a default constructor provided by the compiler itself. So there the separate video on this is also available on my channel. You can go and watch it in case you have missed this. So let's see. Now we know why do we make, what is the use of constructor. Now we can see what is constructor overloading. Here I am using Eclipse IDE, and this is my first class, that is demo, and none of the method is present inside this class. And this is the second class. Here the main method is there. So all the functionalities we will be doing here, and all the details we will be writing here. And for initializing or for the compiling of the code, for running, for the output, we will use the this class, try class. So let's see. Let's make a constructor. So what is the property of constructor? How do we know if this is the constructor or not? The first key point is the name of the constructor will be similar to the name of the class. So let's see. Let's make a constructor public demo, our class name demo, right? This is the constructor, right? And we are going to see the discuss the topic constructor overloading. So what is this overloading means? Like it is in general, the overloading means reusing the code. Like I don't want to complicate the code. I just want, I wrote a piece of code, I want to reuse it, or I want to use it as a multiple function purpose. So that is the basically concept of overloading. As a beginner, you can say, you can understand like this. Basically, this is my constructor, I want to use it or reuse it for different purpose. So that will be constructor overloading, right? So see, this is my constructor. Here first let's make some instance variable, like first int num1 and num2, my keyboard, num2, and here string like name, right? These are some instance variable that I created. Here I will initialize it. I will initialize num1 as 0, num2 also as 0. Just wait, num2 as also as 0, and here my name should be null. I don't want to name it null, right? So this is my first constructor, parameterless constructor. This is my first parameterless constructor. Let's see what happen if I copy this. The basic concept of overloading is reuse of code, right? So let me copy this here. Let's do. So this is my first constructor. I want to reuse it for another purpose. I want to, like, see, I just copy this and paste here. So see, what is the error telling me? Duplicate method demo in the type demo. See, this is telling me that duplicate constructor is there. Please change it or rename it, because duplicate constructor won't work. Basically, this is saying. But here, let's give a parameter. Here, this is parameterless, nothing inside this bracket, right? But here, let's give a parameter int I. a single parameter and initialize num1 as I. Whatever the value of I, it will come inside the num1. This, suppose this is the bigger container, this is the smaller container. Whatever the value I will give in smaller container, it will go inside the bigger container. So the whatever the value of I, that will be the value of num1. Suppose I give the value of I as 2, then the value of num1 will be 2, right? So this is, let's see, let's see what we can do with constructor overloading. This is the, this is if you guys have seen the video of method overloading, this is it, the same thing we did there also. So this is constructor overloading. Let's play with it, let's see what this can do. Okay, let's copy this code and paste it again. Let's copy this code, let's copy this code and paste this again. Let's see what are all the functionalities constructor overloading can do. What are the things that we can do with it? Let's see. This is our third constructor. First one is parameterless. Second one has one parameter inside it. The second one, and the third one also giving me an error because it is also having one parameter, and the second one is also having one parameter. So it is telling me duplicate is there. Rename it. So let's see. Let's give a second parameter int j and initialize num2 as j. What will this do? What will this do? If you guys notice, when I run this program and I give one parameter, like I give one value, the value will store in I, and that I value will store in num1. So if I give the value of I as 2, then the num1 will be 2, but the num2 and the name will be still 0. And why is this num? I want to give it null. Sorry, this is my mistake. I want to give it as null, right? Here also null. So if here in this example, let's see, in this example, if I run this, what will be the output I get? Num1 as 0, num2 as 0, and name as null. But here, if I run this, what the output will I get? If I give the value of I as 2 or 3 or whatever else, if I give the value whatever else I want, like 6, then the num1 value will be 6. But the num2 and name will be still be 0 and null, right? Here in the third example, if I run this piece of code and give the value I as 2 and j as 3, then the num1 value will be 2 and num2 value will be 3. But the name will be still null, right? So let's see, let's initialize something in name also because it is feeling left out, right? Let's initialize something. Let's copy this code and paste it again. Now with three parameters. Now with three parameters. Again, it is giving me an error that duplicate is there because two parameter here also, two parameter here also. Let's give it three parameter. String, right? String data type. Here name is string, right? String. So the third parameter should be string. Suppose give it a name like f name. F name. And here whatever the value of f name will store inside the name, will automatically get stored inside the name. Whatever the value we provide here, it will automatically stored inside the here instance variable name, right? So let's see. Now we have how many constructor? How many constructor? 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 4 constructor of a same name: demo, 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 and demo. See, this is the functional. This is the concept of constructor overloading or overloading. Basically, we have a multiple constructor of same name. Name is same, but functionality is different. Name is same, but the functionality is different. Here, that is the concept of constructor overloading. Let's see. Let's initialize it. Let's run this program. Let's see. We already made a constructor. The use of constructor is to initialize the object. So let's make an object first. We don't have any object, so come inside the main method. Let's make an object. Demo obj is equal to new demo, right? This I made an object without without seeing the output, without writing further line of code. What constructor will it call? This is the question for you guys. I'm not writing another line of code, right? We'll stop here. Now tell me, by looking at this, what constructor it will call? Because the moment I made an object, the moment I made an object, constructor comes in role, right? So what constructor will comes in role here? Obviously, I am not giving any parameter here. Inside the braces, I am not giving anything. So it will call the parameterless constructor here. It will call the this constructor and the value of num1 will be 0, 0 and null, right? So these type of question also come in like fill in the blanks type or objective questions. These are the objective questions that we have to keep in mind. Okay, let's give a parameter 7. What constructor will it call? I'm giving a single parameter, right? I don't need to run this program. If you guys till here, if you watch this video properly, uh, then you guys understood. Like I hope you guys understand this much. So what constructor will it call? It will call the parameterized constructor, the constructor that have one parameter inside it. See, I'm giving 7 here, right? So only one parameter. So it will come here, and the value of I will be 7. Here the value of I will be 7. And now the value of I stored inside the num1, right? So the value of num1 will be automatically 7, right? Here. I hope you understand. So let's see if I give 5 here. What constructor will it call? I already gave here two parameter. So it will call the constructor, the parameterized constructor, which have two parameter in it, int I and int j. Here this third constructor. So what is the value of I and j? 7 and 5. So the I value will be 7 and the num1 value will automatically become 7. J value will be 5, so the num1 value, num2 value will be automatically become 5. So here num1 is 7 and num2 is 5, right? This is pretty easy. Like I hope I made this video as a very easy to understand. I hope you understand the logic of constructor overloading, right? If I give some name here like Justin, right? So now this constructor have three parameter inside it. This object that we created, I gave three parameter and three values, not parameters. I gave three values inside it. So what constructor will it call? It will call the constructor that have three parameters, so that it can save the three values inside that parameter. So int I will be 7. So the num1 will be 7. Num1 will be 7. Num2 will be 5. And what will become my name? F name will be Justin. So the name will be Justin, right? So I hope you understand till here. No issues. So let's see. Let's call this program. Let's call this. Let's see what is uh let's see if I make a let's play with it. Let's make a variable and result is equal to obj. This is the name of my object. You can see here. Dot, with the help of dot operator, I call num1 and let's print my result, res. So let's print it. The output should be 7, right? The output have to be 7. See here, 7. Let's see if I give nothing here, it will give me an error because you can look at the combination. Just look at the combination. Here, string data type, right? Before the string data type, there is only one integer value. Let's check out. Here, string data type, but before the string data type, there are two integer value. That's why it is giving me an error. Just just do hit and try, right? Just do whatever you want, so that that's how you will learn the coding. Let's play with it again. If I remove the Justin, will it give me an error? No, it won't, because look at the combination. Two integer values. There is already a constructor of two integer value. Then why will it give me an error? It won't give me an error. If I remove all the values, then also it will not give me an error, because I have a constructor we do not have any parameter. Let's remove the values. It is not giving me an error. Let's see. Let's print the num1. What the output is coming. Let's see. Here 0. Why 0? Because I am not giving me any value. Giving me. Sorry. What I said, that I am not giving it any value. So the constructor that is being called is the constructor that is parameterless constructor. So this constructor, and here inside this constructor the value of num1 is 0. Num2 is 0 and name is null. So if I call here, instead of num1, if I call here name, so my output should be, I have to store it inside string because I'm calling a string values. So the output should be null, right? So it is obvious this is calling a parameterless constructor because I'm not giving any values inside it. So I hope you understood this video, and if you like this video, just hit the like and subscribe button, and do share this video guys as much as possible. So, and also give me some suggestions that what are the mistakes that I'm doing till now, and what the if there is a room for an improvement, I will do definitely. So just write the comment, mention me in your comment, so I will be very happy to see the response from you guys. If it is positive, if it is negative, no matter what is it, just write. So let's meet in another video. Bye bye. Happy learning, guys.